Brainwash with Dr. Tom and Guitar Picks with Cyril Lance. Taj Mahal.
The same brother, he went away to college, and he sent me a tape, and it was 2 Taj Mahal albums, and it was his natural blues, and it had fish and blues on it, I think. This one. I'm going fishing all of the time, and my baby going fishing too. Bet my line, bet my rod, I'm gonna catch more fish than you. I said many fish bites if they got good baits, and here's a little tip that I would like to relate. With my pole and my line, I'm going fishing, yes, I'm going fishing, and my baby going fishing too. Anyway, so and Taj Mahal, he's another one of these people, just one of my favorites. He's just the real rootsy thing, and he to me was a real bridge between the old like Muddy Waters and even further back, Robert Johnson, and there's this whole legacy of blues musicians we're so fortunate to have grown up with. But he kind of like hooked into that hippie movement and he kind of brought that music to, I think, a lot of the white audience in a way that other people, we was really making it relevant. He did these huge concerts at Fillmore East with 3 tubas, and his music is so joyous. And Taj Mahal to me, he's the definitive blues man of the modern time.
Mm-hmm. But he does a lot of world stuff too.
He does a lot of world stuff. In fact, on another track on here, he's on a world music stuff. Mm-hmm. But Taj, like a lot of the jazz musicians too, of African American descent, they kind of in the 60s and 70s, they were back to the Africa movement, and they started going back to Africa, and a lot of them became Muslim, rededicated themselves to that life, and they started going back and finding the roots to their music, and bringing back and making that applicable into what they're doing now. Mm-hmm. Taj Mahal, this album, Senior Blues, I think it only came out maybe a couple years ago, and I think it got a Grammy, but it's just a fantastic album. If you're into this type of music, everybody needs to have this, I think. And it's got everything. It's got a Horace Silver song on it, one of the great jazz composers of our time and piano players. It's got a Hank Williams tune on it. But this tune I chose, 21st Century Gypsy, Singin' Lovin' Man, it is to me Taj at his best. It's kind of like, it's real sentimental, it's honest, and he's saying I'm a modern blues man, but he's connecting it to this long tradition, of the troubadour and the kind of like the wandering minstrel, and the whole concept, like a musician. The musician life is a hard life, and it's because you're kind of connected to people, but you're apart in a way. You're on this trip. Taj Mahal, singing, guitar playing, soul. He's just one of my favorites in the blues world.